We are up here in Indianapolis. Cindy, I think I just brought you to quite possibly the largest ride that nobody's ever heard of.
Well, I'm here to tell you look pretty distinguished.
I do, don't I?
Too.
Yes, this is the Distinguished Gentlemen's Ride. Man, I'm not really sure exactly what it's all about. I just know we heard about this a long time ago. We've never been able to come up and cover this ride. We're finally here, and so far, this is pretty stinking cool.
It is. There's so many guys that look so distinguished. I don't even know how to, think about it.
And I forgot to bring my cigar. I plan on smoking a cigar. I thought, this is awesome. I'm going to smoke a cigar and everything while we're here, but I guess I'll be distinguished without the cigar.
I guess you will.
But speaking about distinguished, I got to give a big shout out right now to two very distinguished gentlemen, Mark Leighton North and Chris Crampy of Crambos, all right? Now, these have been longtime sponsors of the Steel Horse Thunder Show. Leighton North Law, personal injury lawyer, and Crambos, if you're looking for motorcycle paint work or accessories, this is the place to go to. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
We got distinguished sponsors.
Yep.
I feel very distinguished, and we got a ton of distinguished people down here. Let's go have some fun.
Let's go.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leighton North Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
So is it true you guys were actually on your way to church and then saw this going on and you decided, what the heck, let's just come over here?
No, he got out of church for this. That's for sure.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. That was his excuse to get out. Yeah.
Have you ever done this ride before?
Yeah. I think about 7 times. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
No, it's always a good little ride and a good group of people and everybody's friendly and
Yeah.
that's my kind of crowd right there. Yeah.
Exactly. So you feeling good about this, leaving church to come do this?
I'm very excited to be here. It's the best thing I could be doing with my time today.
I love church, don't get me wrong. I'm a minister, so I don't knock church at all. But I get it. It's like, you know what? This is something very unique going on right here. I think it's okay to come out and experience some of this kind of stuff.
for sure.
He obviously does fine on the back?
Yep, we did a little bit of training. We started out in a parking lot and, kind of started low speed and stuff like that. First thing we did was, of course, just get him used to getting in the pack. Mm-hmm. And then we took him out to the bike and just sat on the bike and then fired up the bike. And then we started slow speed riding. And then probably after about half an hour riding in the parking lot, he was like, all right, let's go. So we were into the wind.
That's fantastic, man. I tell you what, and this is the perfect ride to be doing something like this.
It is. This is a service dog, so for mental health, it is incredibly important to me.
Right.
So I figured, what better way to support than, get some public awareness and, raise some money for the Distinguished Gentlemen's Ride.
I got to be honest, I don't normally dress like this, and I tried to fit the role. I heard this was the Distinguished Gentlemen's Ride, and so it was like, you know what, I want to try to fit in. I got maybe a C. Next year it'll be an A+, I promise. But
C+.
C+, all
sure.
right, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm billing this as probably the biggest ride that nobody's ever heard of. You know what I mean? It's like
Possibly.
it's not as common as so many other rides that you hear about. So could you please tell me a little bit about the Distinguished Gentleman Ride?
Absolutely, yeah. As you say, it's actually the largest charity motorcycle ride globally. It is a global event.
Yeah.
It happens in several cities across the world the same time. Well, not the same time, but the same day. Different time zones. And to date, it's raised over $40 million. It's quite a significant amount of money. It's all in support of men's mental health and prostate cancer awareness. And it's an inclusive ride, so it's called the Distinguished Gentlemen's Ride, but we encourage males, females, whatever gender you associate with, to come along and participate and try and raise some money, all for good causes. For our the recipient of the money is Movember, the Movember Foundation. All of the proceeds go to supporting that charity and all of the programs that they have for raising this awareness of men's mental health and prostate cancer awareness. And this year, as was last year, they've got a real focus on the EMT community as well. A rather underserved community in terms of mental health awareness. They deal with a lot on the front line. So a lot of the programs that they're putting in place today support EMTs.
Hey man, Leighton North Law, personal injury lawyer. I tell you, Leighton North Law has been a part of this show, a major part of this show for 20 years. Thank you so much, Leighton North Law, for what you've done for Steel Horse Thunder and all the riders. Tell me about what you are riding. This is an awesome motorcycle.
Thank you. This is a JanusHalcyon 250. They're made in Goshen, Indiana.
Okay.
Small shop, hand built, all local. This is, geez, what can I tell you about it? It's unique. You don't see a lot of them.
No, it's perfect for this ride, especially.
It absolutely is. It's you get all the upside of a vintage bike, the look and the feel, and even the ride. Mm-hmm. But it starts all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
It works.
That's pretty nice.
And I love the whole build philosophy of this bike. The shop that makes them is about an ownership experience. It's a hand tools bike. There's no network of support. It's a simple, straightforward ride that you can take care of in your own garage with hand tools, and I love that about it.
Oh yeah. Because anything nowadays, you can't do anything in your garage.
Yeah, it can get. It's difficult to get dependent on really expensive service and all,
Right.
but you can take this thing entirely apart by yourself and put it back together. It's what appeals to me most is that it's an original motorcycle experience. You know, a rigid ride, a single cylinder, carbureted, and I actually like all of that about it. I like tinkering with it and tuning it till it sounds and feels right. And
I'm going to ask you about your bike. You have a BMW. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's a BMW R19 Racer. The R19 series has different models, and this is the kind of cafe setup racer.
So is it pretty fast?
It's quick. It's quick.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Quick on the start?
Yeah, exactly.
You have fun on it, right?
Oh yeah. It's got a lot of torque.
Awesome. Well,
It is a 1972 Honda SL 350. My dad bought it 6 years ago when I got my first bike. It was red original paint, but it was all worn out. It was missing parts, and it hardly ran. He asked me to store it in my garage about 2 years ago, and I kind of brought it back to life.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even running. You restored it.
Well, it would run, but it you couldn't ride it. It was the carb, the floats were sticking. It was leaking gas out of them. It wouldn't idle right. So it took a little help from a friend and some elbow grease. Yeah.
So now, since you got it all running and now everything's going good, are you going to give it back to your dad for Father's Day?
So that was actually last year. For his birthday, I showed up. He didn't know that his bike was all back together, and so it's kind of funny. He owns the bike, but I put all the money into getting him. So it's kind of ours now.
Okay. You put all the miles on it, though, right?
Exactly.
Hey, big shout out to Crambo's out in Greencastle. Man, if you're looking for paint work, mechanical work, or accessories, they have everything you need out in Greencastle. It's Crambo's. You know what they say, they'll get you noticed.
Last year we were at over 800 cities globally. This year we're over 900 cities. And it's indicative of our ride here, the way we've grown. In 2012, the first year I did it here, and the first year it existed, there were about 12 folks here. That was my first group motorcycle ride, and every one that we have here we've just built over the years. And we're up to, we had 172 registered last year. We're over to 150 right now this year, yeah. On the global aspect, it truly is a brotherhood. I traveled to Cambodia in 2018 after setting up the ride here. I instantly made friends there. There's a brothership. Of course, a lot of women involved also, but they were very welcoming. And I've made some acquaintances, the ride hosts in New York City and in Brisbane, Australia. And it's a community. It really is. Everyone's in the cause together and very welcoming.
You know, I didn't know that there was distinguished women, but I think distinguished women are pretty darn cool.
Well, there definitely are distinguished men and women, and I just love supporting the DGR and coming out and having a good time.
It's been
So
great.
how did you figure out your outfit?
Well, he got his, and I added to it to coordinate, and I actually just bought this dress in France a few weeks ago, so I was like, I'm wearing it.
That's awesome. And you know what? It I mean, everything matches. It's just like you did a perfect job at doing all that.
Thank you. Last year we didn't match at all, so this year I was like, we got to at least coordinate a little bit.
Well, you did a great job. You know, and it's so cool. This ride is kind of like a hush-hush ride, I feel like, because we've heard of it before, but really haven't heard of where it's been and all that, and finding out that it's worldwide and everything else. Have you guys wanted to go over and do it in other countries?
Maybe someday. We've never planned for that, but that would be fantastic. Yeah, that would be very, very cool experience to go to France or, Germany or something to do it. Right, yeah, I was too, but yeah, we were there together.
Well, you should have waited just another few weeks.
I know. Right, yeah, that'd been great. Maybe next year,
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
You are the most distinguished man here because you have the perfect tuxedo on. You know why? Because all you had to do was throw it on and that was it. You didn't have to do nothing else.
Took me all of 1 second.
I think it's awesome though. So what made you decide to go this way instead of actually putting a suit on?
So this is my 3rd or 4th year, and this is sort of a tradition now.
Oh, awesome!
But so I don't like to have my suit just flailing in the wind.
Yeah.
So it's just a very practical choice of attire.
You know, that's good because I know how it is. Like when you got your jacket on and it's just flapping around and it's just hard to kind of keep it together. So perfect idea.
Aerodynamic.
So you said this is your 3rd one.
Yep.
So how did you find this ride and why are you doing it?
So I know a lot of the crew that rides through Triumph Indy. So I live in the neighborhood and I have a Triumph.
Oh,
so
awesome.
just I ride with a lot of these guys and girls, and yeah, it's just one of the fun events every year.
Well, very cool. I think it's very cool.
Yep.
So I got to ask you, are you single?
Oh, I have a girlfriend.
Oh, bummer. I was going to tell all my friends that ride motorcycles that they needed to come out here to this ride because there's so many distinguished guys out here.
Oh, there are many distinguished gentlemen here.
So you're saying there's a lot of single guys?
There are many single. Well, I'm not 100% sure, but high confidence that they will find a nice distinguished gentleman.
Okay.
Man, is this how you always ride?
I always ride in style.
Yeah. This is pretty good. Is that real?
This one's not real.
But you got a real one to build?
I do have a real one to put in here, absolutely.
Nice. Ever done this ride before?
I have. This is my 4th year.
4th year?
Yep.
I love it, man. You guys look fantastic.
My favorite ride of the year.
Nice. Well, hopefully we'll be doing this next year. So do you even know him, or you guys just dressed a lot alike? You thought, what the hell, I'll jump on the back?
I match, so why not?
Amen. That's the way everybody rolls around here, right?
That's right.
You up there and you're announcing everything, and you were talking about things that's going on before the ride, and you said something about that they could go and use the restroom in Sun King, but there was no beer available, that it wasn't going to be available until after the ride.
That's right.
I just want to say kudos to you because so many riders get on their bikes and do drink, so it's nice to hear that. So is that just something that you guys do for this ride?
Yeah, we're primarily about people's fun and safety and enjoyment on the day. So we don't need to mix alcohol on the bikes. People are free to do whatever they want afterwards when the ride is finished. But we encourage people to stay sober for the safety of everybody.
Well, I'm going to say that's excellent, especially for a distinguished man's ride.
Everything is regulated by the global organizers. So we have a maximum distance of 25 miles, a maximum speed of 45 miles per hour because most of us are riding unprotected other than helmets. It's really just a parade. We've done fundraising, we want to celebrate, and we want to be visible. At the same time, we want to enjoy ourselves. So we usually, I change the route every year. We try to hit some greenways. We usually hit downtown Monument Circle to be seen. And it's really just a celebration, a parade.
All right, Cindy, what did you think of the Distinguished Gentlemen's ride?
I think this is a great ride. There's so many people out here, all these distinguished gentlemen, and I just want to say the single ladies ought to come out to this ride because there's so many distinguished guys. Also, I looked it up and it says distinguished is accountability and what was the other ones? Dignity, just all kinds of good stuff. So you might want to come out here and find out if these guys are right for you because if there's some single ones, you want them.
It's awesome, man. I can't wait to do this ride next year. I hope, man, when you watch this, you're going to want to do this. I can promise you that. It's fantastic. Cindy, you know, it's such a great cause. And once again, we realize it's definitely not what you ride.
It's that you ride.
Still Horse is brought to you by Leighton North Law with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.